So the bell rings and we get everybody together, do a daily huddle.
Yeah.
Oh, we have an awesome team here. I'm Glenn Street. I'm top dog at Street Characters, Inc. We entertain the world, creating the absolute best mascots, period. Well, it's a long story. The Calgary Flames hockey team were moving into the Saddle Dome. A friend of mine went and pitched an idea to them, and they said yes. And after they said yes, he realized he'd need some help. So he contacted me and he said, I pitched this idea, I need help, will you help me? And I said, sure, and we became business partners. And we executed on this idea, which turned out to be the very first mascot in the National Hockey League and one of the first mascots in pro sports, a character named Harvey the Hound. And what happened was teams would come and play the Flames, and a few days later, I'd always get a phone call. Hey, that's a great idea, can you do one for us? And the response was always, no, we're just doing this for fun. We're Canadian boys, we get to go and see hockey. So finally in '87, we decided to start making them for others. And '89, I bought him out, and here we are today, 31 years later. I performed as Harvey for about 8 years, till about 1992. And then actually I became game operations person for the Calgary Flames after that. It was great fun. We had 2 Stanley Cup finals during that period that we got to participate in. One of them we won the Stanley Cup. Well, most teams would tell you they're not in the sports business, they're in the entertainment business. Teams have to make sure that they're creating something with a broad enough appeal that it will be of interest to people who maybe aren't real fans of the sport. You know, there's a number of reasons why the team should have a mascot. First of all, they can add to the entertainment in stadium. They can build sponsorships around it. They can create whole game themes around their character. They can have the character out in the community. I actually spoke at the NHL marketing meetings a few years ago and talked about the Calgary Flames Harvey experience. And when I was done, one of the VPs of the Flames stood up and said, you need to understand, even in hockey-mad Calgary, we can take our mascot and we can take our marquee player and we can send them down the street together, and more people are going to know who our mascot is. I didn't grow up thinking, well, I'm going to start a mascot business. It was something that I fell into, and you know, it was one of those things that people really had to push us to get started because the need was there. So we've been doing this about 31 years now, and we've worked with about half the mascots in the NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, a whole ton of colleges down in the States, a few in the Spokane area. We have what we call the 3 keys to success. So you have to have the right costume. So it has to be lightweight, durable, easy to maintain, and safe. And the performer needs to be able to move in it. You need the right individual inside. And that's probably the most difficult piece to fill. And the organization has to be committed to making it work. If any one of those 3 things are missing, it's probably not going to be successful.
There you go, Otto. How you doing there? Hey.
One of the things that is really interesting is a lot of teams, particularly, when they approach us, they want this tough-looking, fierce, don't mess with me looking character. And we do those. We'll do whatever the client wants, but we like to have the conversation with them around, think about your favorite character. It's probably a fun, cartoony type of character. It's not something that was a realistic or fierce-looking character. These characters become the host in the arena for the fans. And the team really wants the fans to react positively to this character. They want the fans to embrace the character. And our experience is that when you do them kind of fun and light and things like that, that they're very approachable. You know, and a great example is the Calgary Flames here. You know, when we first rolled out Harvey, the Flames were sold out in season's tickets. Most of the season ticket holders were corporate seats. The majority of the people here were geologists and engineers, and their average age was in the 50s. So we had this older, highly educated mostly adult, white-collar crowd. Exactly the kind of crowd you think a mascot wouldn't work in. Yet every year when the Flames did their season ticket survey, they'd ask the question, other than the hockey, which your most favorite thing at the Flames game, and consistently 85 to 88% of the fans would say the mascot. And that's because we understood the crowd that we had and we played to that crowd. And so anytime a whistle went, they were looking around to see, where's the Hound? What's he going to do next? He's a big part of the entertainment at the game.